Hey guys, it's Metro, and today we're going to be talking about New Jersey, the buggiest state on the Appalachian Trail. With that being said, it's a beautiful day, so let's keep moving. As you cross out of the Delaware Water Gap, you're going to cross over a highway. In fact, as you cross into New Jersey, it is a very popular and also very busy area. You're going to cross over a highway with cars just zooming by you. It is a lot to take in. But shortly after you cross into New Jersey, you're going to hit mile 1300 on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh my gosh, guys. Look at that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. In Pennsylvania, New Jersey.
Lucky number 1300.
I don't know, guys, you can see this, but this says 1300 here, right? Along in the background, 1300 miles on the Appalachian Trail, less than 899 miles to go to Katahdin. Let's keep moving. No big deal, right?
So if you're new to this channel, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly updates as we cover all kinds of great places to hike as well as gear reviews. So if you're into that kind of stuff, consider hitting the subscribe button and the notification bell for weekly updates today. So New Jersey is only about 72 miles. There's only about 7 shelters in this state. The reason why I mentioned that is because all of the camping areas are restricted, and some of these areas are restricted to just thru hikers only.
So as I said earlier, thru hikers only may camp out here. They don't want a bunch of people coming up here from the cities or the local areas clogging up the area or ruining it, so they reserve it for thru hikers. And here's the rules in case you're interested. Hit pause to learn more.
There's no overnight parking in most areas, so make sure you take that into consideration if you're planning to just do a section hike in New Jersey. And again, the areas are limited, so make sure you get there early because these spots do fill up quickly. So not only is New Jersey full of bugs, but it's also full of snakes. Now, as we got into New Jersey, one of the first places we hit was Sunfish Pond, and immediately we were hit with a water moccasin. Along the trail, we saw multiple snakes, so make sure you keep an eye out because you are definitely going to see some snakes out there.
Oh my goodness. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of New Jersey. Look at this Sunfish Pond. We gotta go check it out. Come on, man. Let's go check it out. Hey, you like Bruce Springsteen? He's the boss, right?
So New Jersey is relatively easy terrain with only about 350 feet to 1,700 feet in elevation. There's not many climbs in this state, but I will say that you definitely got to keep an eye out for not only the bugs, the snakes, but the terrain can trip you up from time to time, especially in the swampy areas, so make sure you keep an eye out.
So, first thing in New Jersey, look how nice this view is, man. First thing in the morning. Beautiful, beautiful area. Sky is clear. Well, there's about 70 or so degrees. It's just starting to get a little warmer. Again, that's what I wake up to right there. Walking along the ridgeline.
Look here.
So I can't say this enough. As we were in New Jersey, we got bit up by so many mosquitoes. It was to the point of where it was unbearable. In fact, we ran into multiple thru hikers that not only got off trail because of this, but also quit their thru hike, mainly because of how bit up they were from the mosquitoes. So 1, make sure you treat your gear with permethrin, but 2, I would recommend carrying a can of bug spray because it is worth the wait. You're going to want this in this area. Trust me, you're going to cross through several swampy areas, and I swear, on the Appalachian Trail, I never encountered as many bugs as I did in New Jersey. So make sure you not only treat your gear, but carry a can of bug spray. You will thank me for this when you get to the state.
Well, good morning and welcome to another edition of Metro on the Move. Today we're heading northbound on the Appalachian Trail. I'm just in my tent right now. I just wanted to show you a little bit more about how expanded this tent is versus other tents. And the reason why I like that so much is right now I'm stuck inside my tent because the mosquitoes are really bad. I mean, they are really bad. I'm bit up all over my body in places where I thought I covered myself with permethrin and bug spray, but no, I've been bit up pretty bad and I've got some bites in places I just don't even want to talk about. But in today's episode, I'm going to talk about things to consider when you're at camp, but also things to consider before you get on the trail, especially if you have a trailhead and have access to them. With that being said, it's a beautiful day, so let's keep moving. Goodbye, mosquito shelter. If you don't think you need to treat your gear for ticks, this is what we're hiking through, man. They're everywhere, dude. People going in front of us are like picking off multiple ticks. But I've treated my shoes and my socks. Looks like I'm doing pretty good.
So there are a ton of fire towers in New Jersey, just off the Appalachian Trail, but do not climb the fire towers. In fact, there are warnings posted on the fire tower stating to only climb this if you get permission. There is a number for you to call, but do not climb or trespass in these areas because I would hate for you guys to get a fine on your through hike.
Signs everywhere, signs. I don't think we're gonna be able to climb up it though. It says no trespassing. I have a feeling it's a trap. If we were to go up this, I'm sure there's cameras somewhere. And there's going to be someone like, you can't do that. And I'm going to get in trouble. So don't want that. Because I am a stranger in this land. So no trespassing, guys. Don't try it. So that's the Catfish Fire Tower. One of many to come. And the rules do vary from state to state when it comes to fire tower access. So just because you can in other states does not mean you can here. Just like the rules by the parking lot for overnight campers, this area you have to be a through hiker to camp out here. You need to pass through. They don't want you parking and camping. So you gotta follow the rules, guys. There's a reason for it. We don't make the rules. We just gotta follow them.
Worst shelter was the Brink Road shelter. This shelter was flooded and full of mosquitoes. Not only was it full of mosquitoes, but the spots were limited. So with that being said, for anyone that's going to be through hiking or camping in this area, again, most areas are designated for through hikers only, but if you are through hiking through the state of only 72 miles in New Jersey and you get to camp and see the spots are limited, make sure you exercise good camp etiquette and understand that Hiker Midnight is around 7:30 to 8 o'clock every single night. Even if you're having a great time, make sure you understand that most people that are on their through are trying to get to bed early so they can get up very early in the morning and get on their hike. Make sure you show good camp etiquette, especially if you are camping closer to another site, closer than usual.
All right, guys, so I wanted to talk about camp etiquette today. Earlier in the season, we ran into a few hikers and they had explained a situation where they had found their perfect camp spot, right? Now, out in the wilderness, it's open to everyone to camp wherever they'd like. However, there are some spots that are smaller and tighter than others. And when you find a good camp spot, most likely within a certain area, I would say at least 15 to 20 feet of where you're at, should be considered where you're camping. However, some people like to camp a little closer than others. Earlier in the year, I set up camp, and again, out in the woods, plenty of spaces for people to camp. I open my tent, and there's somebody right next to me. And then last night, these kids came in asking if they could camp
where we were camping, you can camp wherever you want. And they camped not only super close, but 3 of them were in one tent. 3 dudes. Kind of weird. Anyway, the point is that not only did they camp really close, but they also were not being very considerate. They were very loud and so forth. So whenever you go out camping, you might see tents that are scattered amongst themselves. Most of the time, these people are trying to enjoy the woods on their own. They don't really need your commentary in the background. Now at a shelter, yeah, that's a little bit different. In the shelter area, people are going to talk, and that's what it's for. It's kind of like a common area for everyone to get together. When you're camping, and you have a separate tent spot, you need to be considerate of others that are camping around you in terms of how loud you are at night, as well as when you're getting up in the morning. So camp etiquette is not only considering how close you are camping next to someone, but also how loud you are at night. For some people, hike or midnight could be 7, 8 o'clock. So take that into consideration. And also when you're getting up in the morning, some people don't get up till 6, 7, or even 8 o'clock. So it's always good to be considerate of your neighbor, love that neighbor, but also leave no trace. Hey guys, look at this. 89 degrees. Hiking into this open area. I don't have a sun shirt on right now. All I got is my short sleeve. But the mosquitoes have been bad. The heat is just getting intense. I mean, guys, we were in the 50s just a few days ago. In the 50s. Now it's 89 degrees out. Summer is coming, man. The fire tower, guys. And I'm pretty sure it says no trespassing here as well. But they do have a picnic table. Would be nice to go up top and catch that view. It's just not possible. And again, most of these fire towers have a sign, as you'll see here. No trespassing without permission. So since New Jersey is only 72.4 miles, you're only going to be in the state for a limited amount of days. With that being said, there are some great highlights to check out, but if it was up to me, I would be wanting to hike through as fast as possible, mainly because of how swampy this area is and how many bugs are going to be around you, especially as you hike through the state. The time that we got there was in June, so the temps were just starting to rise into the warmer temperatures and the bugs were just starting to swarm. So again, as you go into this area, make sure you take that into consideration so you can plan to get in and out of the state as quickly as possible. All right, guys, we're up here at the Sunrise Mountain Pavilion. There's a nice little place to have lunch, which is what we just did. I consumed over 1,000 calories and I'm still hungry. I'm telling you, the hiker hunger is real. It just doesn't stop. But I will say, it smells up here. I smell like food. It smells like curry or something. It smells like something good. I'm hungry. I want to eat it. Anyway, back on the trail. Short day today. Only about 3 miles or so to go. Here's Alpha Gal. Yeah, there he is. Bye, Alpha Gal. Let's keep moving. All right, guys. Looks like we might have some water here on top of this beer canister. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's good. Water is good. So as we get started in today's episode, I want to give a shout out to Charlene and the trail maintainers like Little John, MacGyver, and Day Tripper. All ridge runners that take care of the trail by not only reporting what's going on, but making sure there's water. Not every area is going to have water, especially as it gets into the summer months. And trail runners or ridge runners like Charlene or Kiosk ensure that there are good amounts of water cached in certain areas. Now yesterday, the water did not look good.
there was water, but there was a lot of growth in the water. So I know for some people, for some thru hikers on different trails, like, oh, I would drink it anyway. There was a dead bird in there, whatever. But for me, I'm trying not to get bubble guts, because bubble guts leads to butter buns, and that ain't good. And again, here is another warning in case you didn't heed the first one. For hikers only, no fires, no alcohol. So it's about to pour. I mean, about to really rain out here today. And I'm not sure when it's gonna quit, but today there's been all these little orange salamanders, these little nests all over the place, and they're called red spotted salamanders. They're poisonous, but they're all over the trail. Like leading up to this point, I saw maybe 2, but now there's like hundreds of them everywhere I look. So I'm trying not to step on these things, but they're just everywhere. So anyway, I guess as you get into June, more of these salamanders start to show up on trail, especially I guess when it's about to rain. Thought that was interesting. Wanted to share that with you. Yeah. Just like that, we're back in the rain. Yeah. And as you can see, my friend Alpha Gal has a 6 Moons Design solar umbrella, as well as a Dyneema pack, where most of his items inside should stay dry. On the outside though, since it is a exposed area, some of those things might get wet. But that's the whole point of backpacking, is you got to expect these things to happen in an instant. Now, we saw the rain coming, so we got up early, packed in all our stuff, especially our tents. If you see rain coming, you definitely want to get your tent broken down beforehand, because even if you have a Dyneema tent, it's still going to retain water. So we were able to get all of our stuff inside of our packs, and we are back on the trail. Now I'm going to show you what I'm wearing. Now I have a Hyper Air Gore-Tex jacket from North Face. They don't even make this jacket anymore, but I've treated it with Nick Wax, a waterproof basically mixture that kind of helps it stay waterproof as well, helps the water bead up. And I don't know if you can see how well it's working, but it looks like it's working to me. I have a little bit left, so today, since it's town day, I might actually end up treating my gear one more time, especially since we're gonna be out for the next 5 days. And I'm not sure what the weather looks like, but either way, I also wear an enlightened equipment rain wrap. I like the wrap because I'm wearing shorts right now, so it's still breathing. Rain pants have historically been kind of hot. It's the Gore-Tex Breeze. Not all Gore-Tex Breeze, but this is a very light Hyper Air material that breathes very well on trail. So it's helping me stay dry out here when pop-up rainstorms happen. But I don't carry an umbrella. I'm starting to think I should, though, because with these pop-up rainstorms, no pun intended, it's nice to have that shelter, especially when you only have a short distance to go, and you have that ability just to kind of keep yourself dry for the meantime. Anyway, just thought I'd share that.
And then there's salt, pepper, and
The trail
pepper
will
if you want.
provide. Look at this, guys. Check this out. Yeah. What was your guys' trail's name?
I don't have a
You
trail.
know what trail name?
Chris and Chris.
Chris and Chris. Well, thank you so much for this wonderful trail magic. It's always nice.
Today's National Trails Day.
Natural Trails Day?
National Trails Day.
And you guys are out here helping the thru hikers. That's awesome. Thank you so much. This is
We're hiding in
incredible.
plain sight using our real name.
Nice. Okay guys, I'm here at the hotel and it was a downpour. So what I decided to do with my time at the hotel was to put this TX Direct by Nick Wax inside of the sink and put some rain pants, a rain wrap, and my rain jacket in this, let it soak for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now that it's been agitated and so forth, again, I would add the proper amount as directed on the back of the bottle. Add some water, agitate it, and then after I have wrung this out, I'm going to put this on low in the dryer. But again, the purpose of doing this is it helps to make the material more water resistant, and the water will actually bead up when you're on trail. So again, I'm going to drain this and then put this in the dryer on low for about 15 to 20 minutes until it is nice and cured per se, and then I'll be back on trail with waterproof gear. Nickwex TX Direct, check it out.
So just off the Appalachian Trail, you're going to get to a point called the High Point Monument. It is the highest point in New Jersey. So make sure you stop in because there's a great view at the top. All right, guys, we made it to the top of the High Point in New Jersey. Check this out. Whoa. 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 Joey, whoa. 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 So just off the Appalachian Trail is the Secret Shelter. It's a cool spot to check out, and I definitely recommend it. It's just a few feet off the Appalachian Trail, but definitely worth your while to go explore and check it out. Well, guys, I know you like to see the shelters on my channel, so we are going to go visit the Secret Shelter ahead. And again, if you guys are interested in checking out more shelters, I've done a number of shorts on my channel. I'm putting together a playlist pretty soon that will just have nothing but the shelters, so you guys can pan through that. But this is called the Secret Shelter. Looks like it's off of a fairly established road. We're gonna have a little snack and then get back on the trail. Going to the Pochuck shelter today, so we only have a limited amount of miles. We're also going to be rolling through a town where we might actually end up having a burger. So as we get further north, there's going to be more and more towns that we'll be crossing through, especially as we get into New York. We'll be deli blazing. So looking forward to that, right? Nice. Alright guys, so this is an interesting map inside the Secret Shelter. And to give you perspective, this is the entire Appalachian Trail. We started all the way down here and worked all the way along this red line, going northbound. And right now, we're here, right on the edge of New Jersey, or northern Jersey, heading into New York. And from here, we only have to go all the way up here. So we are very close to completing this, guys. In fact, next week, we're gonna get the 2/3 mark. So for everyone that's been following along, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you joining us on the Appalachian Trail. So we're inside the Secret Shelter. I kind of like this checkerboard floor here, but it gives you perspective of what it looks like on the inside of the Secret Shelter. I think we should sign the log. What do you think? But it's cool how it has this window and water and a place to eat. So what do you think, guys? Check it out, the Secret Shelter. All right, guys, we just had a little snack here at the Secret Shelter. As you can see, there's another shower house over there. A little place to get water. Looks like water was there and was there at one point. And I guess this was the ice house based on what Alpha Gal told me. But yeah, there used to be a donkey. Used to come down here and visit with everyone. But I'm just sitting here having a snack, chilling out on the front porch, getting out of the heat. It's actually kind of cool today. It's only about 76 degrees, but look at this, guys. This is the life, man. Could you imagine just hanging out here? In case you forgot, Wu-Tang is forever. It looks like we're gonna stop into Annabelle's for a little lunch. Yum, 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 yum. Let's keep eating. Let's keep eating. Hey guys, we're at Annabella's, and this is the chicken parm. All right, yeah. Annabella's. All right, so we had a little lunch here at the Annabella's Pizzeria. Anyway, I had a chicken parm, sub, and some cheesy fries. Excellent.
I don't know if you guys can see how many mosquitoes are just swarming everywhere. I mean, it is so bad out here. I mean, we're getting bit up every 2 seconds on my eyes, on my ears, anywhere that's exposed. So bug spray is critical. Retardant or something. You've got to spray. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just craziness how many mosquitoes are just swarming everywhere. Anyway, keep that in mind, guys. It is June 9th, 2025, and there's nothing but mosquitoes everywhere. And we're right outside of Vernon, New Jersey. So only a few more miles today before we hit Wyawanda Shelter. I think I only have 7 or so. We just crossed over the boardwalk and the bridge. The bridge is where the mosquitoes came into. Oh my gosh, that's Mosquito Bridge. But got my attention. Got my attention. Here we go. T-Dog. Oh, decisions. What to get. Alright. Oh, we went to New Haven Hill Farm. Had some cider donuts, some chips and coffee and all that crap. Anyway, we were gonna go to T-Dog's, but his dirty water dog stand was not open at the time, so oh well. Okay, as we start off the day, I just kind of wanted to show you how I organize myself for breakfast, especially if it's raining outside. Right now it's raining, so I don't want to be sitting in the rain. Did get my food bag already. Thank you, Alpha Gal, for picking it up out of the food box. But what I'd like to do is I actually pull out my snacks and keep those in my main bag for the day. And then I also organize the rest of my food inside of this bag because I don't want to take this bag out until the very end of the day. So where am I going with this? In the morning, you want to pull out your snacks, pull out your breakfast, and then inside of my tent, and underneath that vestibule, I will actually make coffee, which is what I'm going to do now. But coffee, breakfast, snacks, again, everything is about being organized. Your trash bag, that's another huge thing. I keep one Ziploc bag with me, like one with a little zipper on the top, and I put all of my wrappers inside of this bag that is going to be sealed because you're going to have some juice in there, and you want to make sure it's closed. So my trash bag is actually a Ziploc bag. Also, what I tend to do is every single day inside my food bag, I'll put all the items that I'm going to eat that day inside of one of these bags. So that way, as I start to get the wrappers and put them all in there, especially if I go into, say, a town or somewhere, I can get rid of the trash. I'll have all of my trash in one bag that I can easily just throw away. And if there's any juice or stuff of that nature, I don't have to worry about that getting on top of my bag or wherever I store this. Sometimes it's in the front. I know that all that's going to be contained inside of this bag. Again, I like to use Hefty. I think the freezer bags actually work very well because they don't rip as easily. They're a little bit thicker material and they're a little bit more durable. So when you are rough with it on the trail and so forth, it's easy to throw away. So again, snacks go inside the bag, breakfast, wrappers inside of here. Everything is about being organized. Just thought I'd share that with you. Let's get on with it. Let's keep moving. Oh, it's raining today. So guess what? I've got coffee and I got a dry spot. It's been raining pretty good. That's the Appalachian Trail for you. If it ain't raining, get ready to. Especially as we get into the summer. So this morning, I did a little research. I was on the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. In case you didn't know, 2025 is the 100-year anniversary of the Appalachian Trail Conservancy. And they record numbers such as the following. Every year,
approximately 3 million people will visit and hike on the Appalachian Trail. They will complete or do a section of the Appalachian Trail. So in short, everyone that hikes the Appalachian Trail is somewhat a section hiker, right? Now, out of that 3 million, only about 3,000 will complete, or attempt, I should say, will attempt to do a through hike. So if you run those numbers alone, that's 0.1%. 0.1% of the people that visit the Appalachian Trail will attempt to through hike the Appalachian Trail from point to point. So that is very rare. Out of that 0.1%, only 25% of those individuals will complete a through hike. That means 750. So out of 750, out of that number alone should tell you how rare it is to do what we're doing here today. Today is 102 of being on the Appalachian Trail. Today we are crossing into New York, and we still have about 800 miles to go. With that being said, I think we have 2 more months left to complete this through hike. But I tell you, you can't control anything from the terrain, the weather, all of it is up in the air. You never know what you're gonna get. As you get to the northern part of New Jersey, it gets extremely dangerous. The reason being is the rocks are covered with this algae or moss or whatever it might be. When we were hiking through, it was raining. These rocks got extremely slippery and it caused me to fall, not only once or twice, but 3 times in New Jersey, just before we crossed into New York, and it got worse from there. Well, we are very close to the state line, and as we got into this area, we're doing some rock scrambling. I thought we were done with... Whoa! Ow. Yeah. Well, here we go again, back on the green stuff. So this stuff is super slippery. I just ate it. Nothing bad, but you just gotta watch your stuff. Alright guys, we have made it to the New Jersey and New York. New Jersey, New York. Now New Jersey, buggy, rainy, mess. New York, I hope you have lots of bagels and good times here on the AT. Let's go. So if you found any value in this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and send me your comments as I do respond. As always, thanks for watching, but until next time, let's keep moving.